Hi guys, how are you doing? I know you're doing absolutely fantastic. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you details of expenses or cost of living here in the United Kingdom as a family. And this is because I've got a lot of DMs of people asking me that they are coming or they are moving as a family, but they are not sure how things work and things that they are supposed to be paying for or how much they can survive on here in the UK. I tell you what, United Kingdom is notoriously expensive and the cost of living is gradually going up day by day. And I'm doing this video because you guys know that recently I brought my family here before Christmas somewhere, but before then I was all by myself, and I did a detailed video also on my expenses whilst I was still living alone. And so I just thought of doing this video whilst my family is here so that you guys can know the things that have changed and to anticipate the cost of living here in the United Kingdom. Without much ado, guys, let's go right into it. First thing is rent. So rent in the UK takes the chunk of your salary. Even if it is a mortgage you are paying, whether rent, whether mortgage, something is definitely going out of your account for your accommodation. So let me put it accommodation, okay? It could be a rent, it could be a mortgage. Around where I live, the average price for either rental or mortgaging, you should be looking at something between 1,300 to 2,000 pounds per month if it is a standard 3-bedroom house like where I'm living. So I live in a 3-bedroom house. It's got a big garden, it's got a parking for two, it's a story as well, and it's just a 3-bedroom house. The third room is just a tiny box room. I think I've done a detailed video taking you on a tour around my house, so you can go and watch that video if you want. And the price for such a house is between 1,300 to 2,000 pounds around where I live. Okay, after you have paid for this accommodation, you are going to be paying certain things which I call hidden charges. So your rent or your accommodation price comes and then you have other things to pay for. So we have what we call the council tax. So the council tax is money that you pay towards the council or the borough where you live for maintaining that community. Like today, I just saw them weeding mine. We have a communal like park. They were just, mowing the grasses there, and it's from the council because we pay council tax. They are just getting it ready for summer because the sun has started coming out. So for this council tax, we have the house bands. So we have band A houses, band B, band C, band D, and so on and so forth. The lower your housing band, the more council tax you are going to be paying. Okay, so my house here is a band B house, and because of that, I'm paying a council tax per annum is close to £1,700. When we split it per month, every month I pay council tax of £170 per month for every month. Okay, and I pay it for 10 months in a span of 10 months, so that's 1,700 in a span of 10 months. If you want to pay in a span of 12 months, you would have to write to the council and they're going to split it for you over 12 months, but otherwise, standard wise, you are going to be paying in 10 months. Apart from that £170, that does not cover my garden waste. So if you do gardening and you have waste from the garden, they have to take it outside. I will show you the bin and what they all stand for. So we have the brown bin, that is for the garden waste. If you want them to take that garden waste also, that is different. You have to pay a separate £40 for the whole year. And they take that bin on seasonal basis. So it's not every week or every other week. They take it as and when needed. So you have to pay an extra £40 for the whole year for that garden waste, okay? For electricity and gas, so in this house, we use electricity and gas. So I use electricity for the lighting, the sockets, the plugs. And then for the heating and cooking, I use gas. I know other houses that use only electricity. In my previous house, flat, I was using electricity only, but here I use electricity and gas. For that, within a month, I am paying 180 to 230 pounds. Because we are in winter, I wouldn't be able to tell how much exactly I will be using, and it varies also because in winter, you use a lot of heat more than you would do in summer. So for now, since we moved in, I have been paying over £200, but let's say on an average, I would say is between 180 to 230 pounds per month okay, for electricity. For internet, I think I said in my previous video, I use the TalkTalk provider. I haven't changed that. I just changed the fiber. So when I came here, I needed more fiber. I was using fiber 35 where I was. Here, I'm using fiber 60. But the price remains the same. So I'm paying £25 per month for the Wi-Fi. And it can take a maximum of 6 people. So it means we are using it within our range. So I pay £25 for that. For my car that I drive, I use petrol, I don't use diesel. So for the petrol, I use 200 to 220 pounds a month. And that is for commuting to work, like to everywhere you can think of. So commuting to work, doing school rounds, doing shopping, doing family, commitments and everything. That's 220 or 200 pounds within a month. For insurance for the car, I am paying per month, I'm paying £95 and 9 pence for the insurance per month for the car. And that covers me for thefts, for accidental damage, and for fires. It doesn't cover for breakdown. So in case the car is accidentally, God forbid. But in case there is accidental damage, in case there is theft, in case there is fire, I've got covered by my insurance, and for that I paid £95 and 9 pence for a month. For my phone, I'm using a phone that is on contract, and because I was told that it helps to build your credit score, I don't know how true that was. I didn't investigate much. I haven't even investigated much, but I'm using a phone that's on contract. I'm using a tablet also that's on contract. So the phone and the tablet are both on contract, and I got it also because of the home and the kids. So for that, I am paying £77, and that is for the handset itself and for the unlimited data, Wi-Fi, and calls and text messages that I make on both devices. I pay £77 per month for that. I joined the Royal College of Nurses because I'm a registered nurse. I need an indemnity insurance. I need a cover for me in case there is any work-related issues that needs to be dealt with legally. I need to get a cover that is going to cover me, or a body that's going to support me just in case. You never know. So for that, I joined the Royal College of Nurses, and for that, I'm paying £16.40. And it's not only for that. You can need professional advice, you need career guidance, you need job adverts. There are lots of benefits in joining these bodies. Sometimes they go for congresses you don't have to pay for because it's all covered up in your monthly payment. So for that, I'm paying £16.40 to join the Royal College of Nurses. I pay for AA cover. So the AA cover is for my car breakdown, just in case my car breaks down in the middle of the road or nowhere or anywhere. If I've got a breakdown, I can just call a company that is going to fix the car for me at a very subsidized price or at no price at all. For that, I'm paying £9.30 per month. And I learned this the hard way because I once had a breakdown. That was my first time of having a breakdown. So I was left in the middle of nowhere. I went to work an agency shift, and when I closed, was coming back, my car just wouldn't ignite, wouldn't come on. And that is when I joined this AA. And for that, I'm paying £9.30 for the car breakdown, just in case. So my kids go to school. I've got 3 daughters who are currently all of school going age. The least of them is 5 years, and they are all in school. So one is in year 5, the other is in year 2, and the last one is in reception. The one in year 2 and reception eats free from school. Up until September, I'll begin to pay for the one in year 2 because she'll be going to year 3. So you only enjoy free school meals from reception up to year 2. Anytime after that, you have to pay for it. Tuition is free, you don't pay for fees. Books, they give them some books to learn in school. Sometimes they bring a couple of them home, but if you want your child to keep the books at home, you have to buy them. So I wouldn't factor that inside. If you are going to be doing pack lunch, you are going to pack food for your child to take to school, that is absolutely fine. You can do that, but I don't have time to do that at all. So all my kids eat in school. So I pay for that. I pay £2.45 per day for the school. That is just for the dinner. So that's the main meal. You can give them some snacks to carry along. So per month, they go to school about 24 days in that month. And if you are calculating it together, it is almost £60 per month per child. That is if your child does not qualify or is above having free school meals. I told you before that the school that my kids are attending is half private, half public. So they are taking tuition for free. However, there are school trips that they do not get for free. So I know that in the commercial schools or in the public schools or in the community schools, the borough or the council sponsors them to have some trips for free. But if you are doing this private schools, if they are going for trips, they are not for free. You have to pay for them. It is not every time that they go for trip, maybe twice in a month, once in a month, depending on the child's class. If they are year 6, they go for camping and whatnot. It's not compulsory for your child to join these trips. Absolutely not compulsory at all. If you want, you let them join. There are also some extracurricular activities that you can let your child join. That is if you want. None of them is compulsory, like the taekwondo, the football, the cycling, the swimming, whatever. Some are free, some are not free. They'll tell you which ones are not free, and then you will have to pay for them. There are also some things like the breakfast club and the after school club and the vacation clubs and what have you. It all boils down to you. For now, my kids just partake in the school trips. So every school trip, I let them go for it, just for them to have a view and to see the country because they recently came, and also to bond with their friends in the class. So for the school trip, on an average, you should be looking at something like £30 per trip, per child. And you also have to pack lunch for the child when they are going for school trips. For food at home, we all have good appetite, as I said in my previous video. We all have got good appetite. So on an average in a month, we spend something between 450 to 600 pounds. And this is because when we are buying African food, the prices goes up. You know that African foods are quite expensive here in the UK. A tuber of yam is about £7, £8, just one small tuber of yam. So on an average, we spent about 450 to 600 pounds on food. On hair, so I have learned to do hair. Okay, so one thing I also advise you to do is that in this UK, things are really expensive. However, there are certain things you can do for yourself to break down your cost of living. There are certain things you can't do at all, like paying your car insurance. You must pay them. But things that you can do to help yourself as much as possible, try and do them. So for me, things that I incorporated in our family life is to learn how to do hair. So every week I have to do their hair. And imagine if I'm paying for 3 girls to have their hair done outside every week, how much I would have been paying. So I take that upon myself to do that. I do all of their hair, sometimes including my own hair. Other times I go to the salon to get my hair done. So for that, I can't really tell like the price that we spend on hair. But what I can say is that if you're doing like a simple braid, in UK, you can be paying something between 150 to 200 pounds to get braids done for yourself. So that is that for hair. For car wash, sometimes I try to clean the inside of my car at home, but it is mostly impossible because it is so dirty. You are going to pick kids. The car is like always very dirty. I have to take it for a wash. As part of my car insurance, I have got a free ticket to wash my car once in a month through the machine wash. So that is for free. But it doesn't do much because the inside is where my focus is. So if I'm going to wash outside, I have to pay £20 to wash inside and outside of the car. £20. So that is for washing the inside and outside of the car. Okay. I also pay for MOT. So MOT is something like a roadworthy, a document that shows that your car is eligible to be driven or to drive on the roads. You have to get a certificate for it. So taking your car for this MOT is yearly. So per year, as of now, I pay £30 for the whole year to get my car to be tested to say that it is roadworthy and it needs to be driven on the roads. For car maintenance, when I bought the car, it was it was serviced just because I wanted to buy it. So for the maintenance of the car for the whole year, it's about 200 to 400 pounds. That is if there is no major fault on it. You should be paying something around 200 to 400 pounds for the servicing of the car, for the maintenance of the car. If there are faults, then you may be paying more than this. Okay. For road tax, there are some cars that are tax-free. You don't have to pay for road tax to get them on the road. But my car is not a tax-free car, so I pay for road tax, and for the whole year I pay £180 for the road tax. Talking about tickets, getting tickets. If I say tickets, penalties for wrong driving, ticketing for wrong driving. I told you guys, I did a video about why and how I was prosecuted by the British police for inappropriate driving, that is for overspeeding. I can't count the number of tickets I've got for parking. There are a lot. We don't pray to get tickets, but there are things that sometimes you can't do without because you've got a busy schedule. You have to catch up with time. You have to get things going, and you may overlook. You may cause an offense. So query, just put something now in case the ticket catches you and you have to pay some tickets. Okay, like for instance, sometimes you drive through the bus lane. It recently happened to me. Like I was going to drop a friend who came to visit us, and I drove through a bus lane without even knowing. And sometimes also, it's not like you are intentionally committing these things. Sometimes the roads are updated, but it's not updated on Google Map. And I am very appreciative for one of you guys that suggested me to use an app called Waze. I have downloaded that. I've started to use it. I've realized that it's pretty much better than using a Google Map, because sometimes the road is updated, but it's not updated on the map. So you think you are driving through a 30 mph road, it maybe have decreased to a 20 mph road. So it may not be intentional, it's just purely accidental. Okay, so just put something down for tickets. Okay, for gardening, the house I live in, I told you guys I have got a garden at the back, very massive. At the front, I've got a hedge that is built around, separating my house from the next house. Okay, so for the gardening, I recently paid somebody to do just the front hedge, and I paid £20. And I asked him an estimate of doing my back garden, and it was £120. So for the gardening, for front and back, you should be looking at paying between 100 and 140 just for gardening. But again, this is something that you can do to help yourself, just like a leisure time or a hobby. You can just do your own gardening. You can pocket this money for yourself. For TV licensing, you should be paying something around £14 per month to license your TV. It is inappropriate to watch TV in the UK without paying for TV licensing. So you have to pay for your license to watch TV, and that is about £14 per month. Apart from these, there are some miscellaneouses that I wouldn't be able to talk about. Something like trips and outing. We go on outing a lot because the kids, they get bored quite easily, and you have to put in some fun activities outside of school to get them engaged, to make them happy, because obviously that is your role as a parent. So we do a lot of outings, do a lot of, trips, and for that I can't really factor how much we spend. We spend quite an amount of money to do that. It's not every day also that you are in your element to cook. Sometimes you just want to, just pop around and grab some fast food like the pizza from Domino's. I can't factor those ones in because it's not like a fixed thing, but as and when once in a while. So for miscellaneous, I would say we spend something around £200 miscellaneous. Something like shoes, like school stuff. You just buy things quickly and they are spoiled. You just need to keep replenishing them. So about £200 for miscellaneous, just in case anything goes sour or anything needs replacing at home, you need to get surplus. So you can judge for yourself how much you are going to be earning, taking out all of these expenses. It's not compulsory. If you want to live a very, very simple life, for me, driving is a must because of the kids. But you can do without the driving, okay? You can do without the driving. You can just trek or walk wherever you are going and use the public transport. But if you've got a large family like mine, it doesn't really add up when you are not driving. If you do away with the driving, your expenses are going to come down a bit. Also in your house, if you want to decrease the heating, you can use things like the electric blanket, like the hot water bottles, turning off your heaters when there is nobody at home, putting on the heaters only when you are using. Let's say if you are all in the living room, you put on the heater only in the living room. When you go to sleep at night, you turn off your heater in your living room and you turn it on in the bedrooms. The fridges that you're not using, you put them off, or you put most of your things in one fridge. If you've got more than one fridge, you turn the other ones that are not in use, you turn them off. These things are energy saving tips that you can use for yourself. You can also cook in bulk, okay? To save your gas, you cook in bulk, you save them. If you buy in bulk, also sometimes you're able to get a good deal. But basically, this is in a nutshell or an estimate of how much we spend here as a family living in the United Kingdom. I hope this video helps somebody. I hope this video is of benefit to somebody. Help share this video, put in the comment section. Let me know if there is anything I forgot to mention or anything that you pay for that I might not have mentioned in the comment section, and let others also benefit from it. Thank you so much for watching this video, for constantly coming back to the channel, for sharing, for liking, for commenting, and for every basic thing you do for my channel. Until we meet again in my next video, guys, is bye.